So this is my garage and it's a disaster, but I want to update it on the cheap. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. I'm out here in my garage. You have probably seen me out here many times. And this garage is a disaster. It's basically set up the way it was when I bought it, and then I've just accumulated stuff. And in fact, things like this, cupboard right there, under the weight of stuff that I had in it, just fell off. Fell down, gave up the ghost. So that's not even there. And then I don't really have a lot of storage. I've hung some stuff from the ceiling. I've kind of leaned some stuff up against the wall. There's some existing press boards. You can see where the heater was. Some stuff over here. I mean, the place is just like a zoo. And this is where I come to work on my cars, my golf clubs, any of that kind of stuff. Just escape from the rat race of everyday life. And I thought, man, it would be nice to make this a little bit nicer. Now, of course, money being no object, there are a ton of things that I would do. But I was thinking about how can I spend as little money as possible, not zero money, more money than I would like to spend, but as little money as possible, and dress this garage up so that it's nice, so that as you're driving home, you're parking in the garage, it's kind of welcoming, inviting, but it's also a place that I can go and work and be efficient because I can find things, there's space to work, not searching for a lost tool, all of those things. And so I'm going to take you on that journey because it's not going to just happen today. I've already actually been cleaning out stuff, putting them in boxes like this, things that I can find in this wheelbarrow here because I've got a lot of stuff that I just need to put places. But I've got a plan and a vision, and hopefully we can make it happen. I'll tell you what though, I am a little worried because I'm going to do this on the cheap. I'm going to kind of shortcut things. I'm not going to use the highest quality materials everywhere because I think for a lot of us, we're just trying to figure out how to get the most bang for our buck, and I'm certainly not a rich guy, so I want it to look inviting without having to spend a lot of money. But that also means it could fall apart as soon as I'm done with my upgrades, and then I'll be really disappointed and be like, oh, I should have just done it the right way. All right, let's get started. All right, just got done unloading some more supplies to get started on day 2. Day 1 is in the books, and it was a busy day. I got all these cabinets and the pegboards down. I got pegboards down on this side. I started filling in some of the holes with drywall. So I was exhausted yesterday, and the funny thing about it is I was really tired, but I wasn't really that hungry, and I ordered some dinner, and when the dinner came, I just inhaled it. So I was actually way more hungry than my brain was registering. I guess I was just overwhelmed with tiredness. But it is now day 2, as I got some paint, but I have some more spackling that needs to happen before I can put down some paint. But I really want to put down some flooring, and I really wanted to do it in a cheap life hack way that I saw on YouTube of all places. And what I realized is that just all of the stuff here that I have, I just don't have anywhere to put it while I power wash the floors and put down the flooring and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do it in a couple of parts. So I am going to try to take this half of the garage here and move everything to this side. And then I'm going to try to power wash the concrete and then start the flooring here. And then I can put up some of those cabinets and stuff over here, start sorting stuff, and then move everything to this side where I've got the flooring down, and then continue to power wash and do flooring. So I feel like I'm gonna do it progressively across. Hopefully I have the energy for it. So let's get to it.
2 weeks later.
All right, pretty exhausted. I got everything moved over here. It actually takes up 2/3 of the garage though, which scares me about getting the stuff organized. But I went ahead and power washed this upper level right here. I call it the sidewalk. And then I power washed this side here. So hopefully once this dries, I could start laying down the flooring, which is a very cheap garage hack, and I hope it works. And then move everything onto this side, even though I don't think I have enough space. And then power wash that side and do the same thing. We'll try it. All right, another day in the books, and my concrete is power washed, and now it is finally dry. And I'm going to actually try, as I mentioned, this little hack about flooring, and this is by Traffic Master. These are vinyl peel and stick tiles. Now these are meant for indoor residential use primarily, but I'm gonna use them in my garage. Now I have this upper level here, the sidewalk portion, that's what I call it. Oh, the sidewalk, maybe I'll call it the boardwalk after this. But that's a place only where I walk, I store some stuff, so that's going to be like an approved application. But I'm actually gonna use it down here on the lower portion as well. And my cars are gonna drive over that. So you might be saying, well, that's not what it's meant for. It's not gonna last. They don't guarantee it for that. Well, you'd be absolutely right. But like most people, I get all my answers from YouTube. And there was a gentleman who actually used the Traffic Master vinyl peel and stick on his garage floor. And he did some updates even years later, and it was still holding up. So that was actually pretty nice. This is the Seashore Wood, and it's got that nice kind of gray tan color. Definitely looks like a beach house. I really kind of like this look. It's gonna brighten up this garage a little bit too. So as you can see here, I think they're about 1 foot by 2 feet, so hopefully they will go down nice. Now they're very thin and they have this backing here, so they have an adhesive already installed here, so hopefully they will be really easy. Now you can probably roll these out too, kind of put them down and then use one of those nylon rollers to kind of make sure it's pressed down all the way. I'm probably just gonna walk on it with my 200 pounds and then just hopefully put it down. But let me show you why hopefully this will be better than some people's installations. Okay, so one of the things that I was really worried about is, when I put this down, this front edge, as you drive over it and then drive out of the garage, will that kind of lift up this edge? And so what I'm really actually excited about is we have this expansion seam right here. It might be hard to see, but the part that goes outside is a little bit higher. I mean, like 1/8 of an inch higher than this part right here. The garage has settled. You can actually see how it's cracked there. So one, I have a pretty good straight line here. But then two, as you are driving in here, you're actually going to be driving down onto the vinyl tile. And as you go out, you are going to be lifted up by this edge right there. So the nice thing about this is if I put this vinyl tile right up there, you can actually see, hopefully, that it is a little lower than the concrete there. So I'm actually going to back it off just a little bit, make sure that I have some room for expansion and contraction. But that was just a happenstance discovery that I think is going to help preserve the edge of my vinyl tile. So I want to go ahead and get this in. I think it's going to be just labor. I got to find my knee pads because I don't want to be on my knees the whole time and bust those up. So let's get these installed. All right, a couple things that I want to show you right off the bat. First of all, some of the tiles match. As you can see, the seam is right here, but the planks blend together. Now, I am not sure how to figure out which ones match. As you can see, that's a pretty jarring pattern where it abuts right there. Now, if I can figure out which ones match in the future, I will certainly try to do more of that just to give it a more unified look. But, doesn't exactly look horrible the way they are. This is one box of tiles put down. The other thing I want to say here is that they are basically flat. They have a very straight edge where they meet. So sometimes on the tiles, I've seen them kind of roll down, have a shaped edge there, kind of a rounded edge where they meet. And so this one does not. You can actually push these right up against each other and it's basically flat all the way across, which is kind of cool. So far so good. This is what it looks like. All right, lay down some more. All right, so I've got the flooring down on this side now, and I bought these Suncast Megatol storage cabinets, and so I wanted these to store everything away. And so what I'm doing here is getting them put together. They're a resin cabinet. They're very tall, 80 inches. They hold quite a lot. Most of the cabinets I found were 72 inches, so I ordered actually 11 of these in total. I can't get them all installed right now because I can only put them on the one side where I've got the flooring done. So I'm going to get these all set up, anchored to the wall, get them filled with stuff, and then move everything from the other side of the garage over to this side of the garage and between the cabinets, and what I can just stack on the tile that's finished. Hopefully that will clear up the other side of the garage so that I can power wash that and get that tiled as well. All right, another day in the books and I am exhausted. So I've got all the cabinets in, as you can see, those were the last two, and I have these Tile Master vinyl tiles down. So there's a little bit right here that I need to finish up, but I'm calling it a day because I got to actually get up early because there's so much garbage now in these big wardrobe moving boxes. I have them filled with garbage. Certainly everything that I needed to tear down didn't surprise me that I was going to have to throw that out. But I think the thing that surprised me most was just how much the little stuff adds up. So all the little garbage that you've got stored away that you should have thrown away a long time ago, old paint, whatever it might be, it needs to go. And that stuff adds up. I think most people discover that when they're moving and they're like, how did I have so much stuff? So one of the ways that I wanted to get rid of some of that, because it piles up very quickly, is to use the Bagster, the waste management dumpster bag. So I ordered one of these these on Amazon. It was about $25 for the bag. It's 3 cubic yards. You can fill it with garbage, and then they will pick it up. Now, the capacity here is 3,300 pounds, I believe. I didn't come anywhere near close to using that, but I did fill up the bag with all of the wood, the paneling, the pegboards, the cabinets, the shelving that I all cut up, and then you put it out, and then you go on the website to schedule a pickup, and then they pick it up on that day or after that day. So it doesn't guarantee you that they get picked up that day, but it's very quick. In just a few minutes, they come and hook up their crane to it and haul it away. And so that was a really convenient way to get rid of garbage, kind of real time. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to step away from this wall here so that you can see it. I've got this giant wall here, and I was thinking instead of painting it, it would be awesome if it had some punch, had some visual punch. And I thought driving into my garage where I like working on motors. By the time you're watching this video, gasoline motors will probably be a thing of the past, but I thought I would immortalize it by putting up a wall decal. I always thought floor to ceiling images looked really cool, whether it's in a hotel lobby or something like that. They're just really intriguing. I've never really had one like that. So what I did is I actually ordered some wall decals from this company, Wall 26, I think it says, and I got them on Amazon. So let's get this thing unboxed and install it. See if it looks good or if it makes my garage look horrible. All right, let's check it out. We have 6 panels, and so they are numbered here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I guess that makes sense that you have that many panels when you have that much real estate to cover. All right, got it done. I'm sweating a little bit. It's a little warm in here today, but it's not that hard of work. It just kind of takes some time, and I really like it. But to me, this is just something that gives it that pop and customizes it to my flavor flav. Now, I am going to paint all around this, so we're going to get rid of all that grime and everything else and cover up, obviously, the other places here. But just in terms of the centerpiece where I'll put my workbench and I will spend probably a lot of time in the future, man, it just makes it the way I want. All right, I'm looking a little disheveled here, and I don't know what day it is. We're in the better part of a week here. This project has been longer than I expected, but got the decals on. I've got the walls that are exposed painted. I've got the cabinets in, although I don't have all the cabinets filled yet. The one thing that I don't have done here, and the one thing that I thought would really add a lot of pop, add a lot of visual flair to this garage, is finishing these ceilings. Got this huge 600 square foot ceiling here, and it is not in great shape. I have lines here going to the garage door openers and things like that. I have places where I've taken down old lights and holes that are in the drywall, and so it's not super even. It doesn't look great. I could definitely paint it. It would probably look a lot better, but I thought I would do something really unique and put up these ceiling tiles. Now, these ceiling tiles here are by Falkirk, and I think they are called the Jura 2s, even though in the Jura 2 format, there seem to be some different designs here. But what was really interesting to me about these particular tiles is that they are supposed to be really easy to install, and they are foam. All right, so first of all, I need a lot of these tiles. I've got 2 boxes of them here, but I pulled out one because I wanted to take a close look at it. The material here is actually really squishy. Might be a little hard to see there, because it actually kind of looks like molded plaster. I'm gonna go ahead and just start putting this up there and see how it goes. All right, now that I have the garage pretty much done, it's time to dress it up with my little baubles and bolt-ons like this. Let's get some flair up on the walls, shall we? Now, as I mentioned, the area where I put up the mural of that engine is supposed to designate my work area. It's supposed to kind of give you a little bit of visual space for where I'm going to work on cars or golf clubs or whatever. And so I bought this Husky tool cabinet to start sorting my tools, get them out of those cabinets, out of the drawers, out of the little boxes that I have things, and put them all in one place. So I picked this one up. It is a very tall cabinet here. It's pretty much average size, but what I wanted was one of the ones that was much bigger bigger than those shorter 4-foot ones. So this seemed to be really good, soft closing doors. Everything about it seemed to be quality. So I'm going to put that up on my workspace. And then I needed a workbench to work on, so I picked this up from Harbor Freight Tools. It's the Yukon workbench with tool cabinet, and so just gives me some more space to put in all the tools that I've got and have them at the ready. This is 42 inches long, 18 inches deep. I love the white color here. It kind of gives a little bit more visual pop, which is what I'm looking for while redoing the garage. And so between this and the Husky tool cabinet, I should be able to find everything and have all my tools in one place. And since this is my work area, I thought one of the last things I would do here is install a TV, since I might be out here working on projects a lot. So I took this TCL, which is a Roku TV. I've got my remote right there, and we'll turn it on. The beautiful thing about this Roku TV is that it doesn't require any cables. It just connects to the internet, to Wi-Fi, and so no cables anywhere other than the power cable. And I also picked up this little wall mount here because now I can swing this TV to face any direction that I want. So if I'm working on my workbench over here, or if I'm going to work on my car over here, I can have a TV show or a movie plan, watch a little grand tour or something like that. So I really dig that. Another case for a Roku TV so that you don't need to have cable boxes everywhere. Now that I have entertainment out here when I'm working on big projects, I just need to find a new project to work on. All right, so I am in my garage and I am basically done. There's a little tweaking that I need to do here. And I just want to show you as I spin around here. Yeah, I've got some stuff out, but got the cabinets up, got the cabinets full of all the old stuff, which I had hanging everywhere in piles. It's so much better to have those stacked up there. I've got the standard doors, but all this is painted now. And then more cabinets over here. And then right up here, kind of identifying my workspace as that mural. And then I've got my Husky and my Yukon workbench right up there. My locker for my golf gear, and then more cabinets. And what I really love are these floors. So even though I didn't just finish this up, and even though it was more of a 16-day project than a week-long project, these floors have held up well. And in fact, you can see, some dirt, some water. I ran to the car wash and the car was just like dripping wet afterwards. And the water actually just stayed on the floor. I used a broom to sweep it out, but I thought it would evaporate, but it wasn't warm enough, I guess, to do that. But like right here, now I've got plenty of space over here to work on my car. I can get on this side of the engine, or I can walk all the way around it, swing my golf clubs a little bit, but I've got plenty of space over here. And obviously I can get both cars in here. I've got my other car way over there. So it's just really nice. In fact, I will tell you that a few people have come over and it's the ceilings that everyone gasps at. So no one expects you to do ceilings in the garage. And as I mentioned here, I could have just painted it, but I had power cables going to this garage door opener, going to that garage door opener. I had some wires up here that I don't even know where they went to, like my attic or something, and so I didn't just want to cut them. But painting over that would still show those wires, so this is a nice way to hide everything, and they are quite forgiving. Overall, man, I am really stoked with this. I think from the floor to the walls to the cabinets to the ceiling, I am really happy. And yes, I've got stuff stacked up. I've got to figure out where to put everything, including those bikes and the scooters. But in general, I've gone ahead and personalized it with my stuff. I love it. It's great. I can hang out here all the time. In fact, I had to turn off the TV just now to shoot this video because I was watching Impractical Jokers. All those guys. Oh, those hijinks. But man, it is just so much cleaner. I can find everything. I've got little labels on the cabinet, so I don't need to open them all up. I can just scan and see what's in there from, gardening stuff to golf stuff to housewares to automobile stuff, power tools. So I love it, but what do you think about it? If you want to tell me, was this worth it? Do you want to do something like this to your garage? I did it in pretty much the most cost-effective way possible. Would you do something like this to your garage? I mean, if you want to, I will put links to all the stuff that I got, from the file cabinets to the wall murals to the ceiling tiles to the floor tiles to the giant mega cabinets here in the description below so that you can pick them up. But man, I like it. It's definitely a place I can spend more time, be productive, get stuff done, and not necessarily feel like I'm banished to the far reaches of the earth. Feels much more inviting to me. So if you have been putting off a cheap update to your garage, just remember, this idiot can do it, so can you. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever. other things to Peter von Panda.